Namaste. Hello everyone. Welcome to Shail, Gulhati, Shiva and Mysticism for another episode of Monday with Mahadev. Today I am going to talk to you about a very important subject. And the subject is, does God have a body or is God formless? Nirakaar, without form, or Sakaar, with form. This is a subject that has been on the minds of many spiritual people, many philosophers, and many researchers for eons and eons. Does God have a body? Does God appear in a human form? Or is God consciousness, the formless essence, the infinite energy from where all things emanate? Now, this is a great paradox because if there is one point of view which says God is omnipotent, omniscient, He's infinite, how can He be reduced to a body and a form? There is an equally strong counterpoint. If God is omnipotent, why can He not have a body if He so wants? Now, in Hinduism, we have so many gods. We have Ramji, we have Krishnji, we have Hanumanji, Brahmaji, Lakshmiji, the goddesses, Devi Durga, and of course Shivji. So we have a concept of personal God, someone whom you can maybe talk to. We have so many stories of Krishnji dallying with the gopis, playing with them, being their friend, having a Ras Leela with them. So many stories of him as an infant stealing butter from their chambers. So we have stories of Ramji, the whole Ramayana, how he fought a great battle, epic battle. We have stories of Shivji, how he went with his ganas to vanquish some asura or something like that. We have stories of Devis, how Durga slayed Mahishasur, a demon. So if these gods were not people, if they did not have a body, where did these stories come from? If there is no personal God, no God with Sakaar, where did these stories come from? On the other hand, we know that Om is the symbol of consciousness, the transpersonal Godhead. So how do we reconcile these two? If God is omnipotent, why can He not have a body? Swami Ramakrishna Paramhans, who was a spiritual dynamo, the guru of Swami Vivekananda, was asked the same question. Is it possible to know God, or is it possible to behold Him? Here, to know God would have meant that God is Nirakaar, without a form, and you can only know Him, you can only experience Him, you can only experience Him in meditation as consciousness. And to behold God would mean, does God have a body? Can you talk to Him like this? Can you sit with Him and have a meal with Him or her? And Swami Ramakrishna Paramhans replied, both. It is possible to know God and it is possible to behold Him. And he himself, though he was a great jnani, great meditator, he was very fond of Kali worship. Then he was asked further, out of the two, what is greater? Because we have this penchant of knowing what is greater, what is higher, although we should not be so judgmental. But because he was asked specifically, he said, of the two, to behold God is greater. Yes, Ramakrishna Paramhans said that. He said it is possible for the Jnani to know him in meditation, for the Dhyani to know him in meditation. But the Bhakt can actually behold a God, a personal God. He can actually invite him and talk to him, and that is a greater act. So we have many stories like this which point to the fact that God can be both. When we come down to Kashmir Shaivism, which is my area of study and research, and I love that, and I like to talk about that. Over there, they have a term Shiv Tattva. This to them is the same as Nirakaar, as consciousness, God stuff, the energy, the primal energy from where the entire universe comes out. And they have Shiva the yogi as well. So are there two Shivas? One is Tattva, consciousness, and one is the yogi with the body? No. They say that Shiva the yogi is the greatest bhogi also, the greatest bhokta. Not only is he always attached to divine consciousness, he is a great experient of life. And Shiva the yogi is that person, that meditator, who knows Shiva the Tattva the most and who experiences it the most. So the personal God, according to Kashmir Shaivism, is the person who knows of the impersonal God, of the transpersonal energy the most, who retains it, who's bubbling with it. And they actually have a term for this. They actually have a name for this, and they say he is Umapatinath, the one who married Uma. Not only is there a personal God called Shiva, Umapatinath. Shiva married Uma, and we call him Umapatinath. To sum this up, I will give you another modern analogy. This is like there is a director who collects a group of people to do a play. And he allots them roles, and he gives them the script, and he asks them to play it out. Usually, when we see that play or when we see that film, we only get to see the actors and the roles that they are playing. We don't get to see the director. So here, the director of this cosmic play is Supreme Consciousness, Nirakaar, Om. And the players, we may say, are the savants and the sadhus and the sants who walk on this earth to teach us back our God consciousness. But who is to say that the director cannot take a role in his own play? He has been training actors. He has been writing scripts. Who is to say that one day he does not say, I will also play a role out? Think about it. To God, all things are possible. So to sum it up, I would say that essentially God is Nirakaar. God is consciousness. God is supreme energy. God is Chaitanyam, luminosity. But that God is omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent. Anything is possible to him. Therefore, he can very well take on a form of a human or anything else that he pleases. He can very well be Shiva the yogi. Om Namah Shivaya.